Hello everyone, Flo here, and welcome to a new episode of Weapon Origins, where I'll be talking about weapons or vehicles in a game, and then giving information about his history and how the vehicle is in real life. So today we will be having a look at the FA-18E Super Hornet in Battlefield 3. So the F-18E Super Hornet is a single-seat variant of the FA-18 Super Hornet family. I think the double-seat one is called the FA-18F. I'm not sure, which appears in the single player, but I cannot provide gameplay of that right now. It is the US main jet in Battlefield 3, and it's the equivalent to the Su-35BM Flanker E in Battlefield 3. It also features a stick shaker mechanism to warn players of imminent stalls, signified by a loud bang. Yeah, I've had quite a lot of stalls in BF3. We'll actually be having one this round, and it's super annoying. Um, so, being a multi-role fighter, the F-18E, FA-18E Super Hunter has a 20mm gun and also has optional air-to-ground rock pods and guided missiles or heat seekers for the helicopters and jets. It's in BDF-3 for air-to-air purposes. So in Battlefield 3, it only appears in some game modes. It does not appear in Back to Clark Kent because the F-35 replaces the F-18 there. All of you might actually already know that because Battlefield 3 is right now over 2 years old and Battlefield 4 has been already released, but at the start, at release of the game, you actually had to get 300 Jets fighter score in Battlefield 3 to get the flares, and then some people were really sucky, so they were getting owned then. But that has been removed in one of the patches in BF3, and if anyone actually still plans on getting this game, which I don't really want to say get it, because BF4 is out, and I have to be honest, it's a better game besides the shit netcode it has right now, but I'm pretty sure that we'll try and do something to fix that. But yeah, you don't need any points anymore in BF3 to get the flares, and yeah, here I get stalled. Oh wow. So let's now move on to the history of the F-18 in real life, so you guys can kind of figure out what airplane you are flying and you get smarter from it too. So that's a good thing, isn't it? So at the start of the 90s, the A-12 Avenger II was developed to replace the A-6 Intruder and the A-7 Corsair II. The project actually failed, so it got cancelled, but because of that, the US Navy had a problem because they didn't have any other airplane in development, and the new project would take over 3 decennia, or I don't know how you call that in English, excuse me. And it would take just way too long to have just even a usable airplane. So after the Second Gulf War, it kind of became clear to the US Navy that they would need more firepower and whatever to keep up with the US Air Force. And the pretty old A6 and A7 would not last another 30 years. So a fast solution was required, and a fast solution would be to just upgrade an old design. So McDonnell Douglas would first develop the A-12, which he actually did, but it failed. So the airplane builder decided to play into the FA-18, and just by upgrading the airplane to become a more fast airplane with longer distance for hitting targets, with stronger weapons and more advanced equipment. So they produced the F-18 and they upgraded it and whatever, and in 1996 they took their first test flight with Super Hornet, and it still took up to 1999 before all the tests were over. There were a total of 3,100 test flights, and they had it had a total time of 4,600 flight hours. In March 1997, they actually started the production of the Super Hornet. The Super Hornet is already replacing tons of aircraft in the US. I don't know, not really in the US, but just in the US Navy, because I think the US Air Force use different airplanes. But yeah, the Super Hornet is, I'll give a few example, is already replacing the A6 Intruder and the A7 Corsair 2, like I said before, the Lockheed S3 Viking, and the Grumman F-14 Tomcat. A special version, the Grumman A-18E Grower, EA, you get it? Electronic Arts, trollolols, would replace the Grumman EA6 Prowler for electronical warfare tasks. So just to say really short, only the turboprops and helicopters from the US Navy would not be replaced by the Super Hornet. So yeah, just to say really short, after all this info that I told you guys, the F-18 Super Hornet is pretty much just a really upgraded version of the old F-18 Hornet. It has more firepower, it's bigger, it has more fuelage inside the airplane, and overall this airplane is just complete. For example, it's complete rape in Battlefield 3. The Russian version is actually better as far as I know, because it's I don't know, I think it turns a tiny little bit faster, but I can't tell for sure. It's so hard to tell, and it's been a while since I played BF3. I'm just hammering my ass on BF4 now, but I just had this gameplay still. But anyways, guys, leave me in the comments down below actually what next weapon you want to see in my weapon origin series. It can be from any game, it can be a vehicle too, and leave this video a like if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe if you want to see more. And I also just want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Prime 4 IV. I'll leave his YouTube channel in the comments, well, in the description down below for his channel, because he made my intro. And I also want to give a huge shout out to XP38 for pretty much making the music or remixing the music for my YouTube intro. But anyways, guys, I already asked you if you want to like my video, subscribe, just share this stuff with all your friends and family and important people, and just even share with me if you want to. But anyways, guys, I see you all there, and just remember to always go with the flow. Bye.